Remarketer. Empowering realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. So I'm going to be talking about adding a little extra feature to your marketing system, to your website in particular, and that is using a third-party application. Basically, there are many different ways that you can add third-party functionality into your system. Which I will quickly touch on and show you the areas where you can actually use to implement third-party applications into your website. However, today I want to focus on adding a very popular functionality to your website, and that is adding a calendar scheduler to your website. A lot of you have used similar services. Their services, some of the best known ones are Calendly, for instance, that provides you a scheduler that you can add to your website and use for people to quickly book appointments with you through your website or a landing page that you have designated for a specific event, for instance. Recently, Google has also added the same functionality into their calendar, and that's what I'm going to be using today to show you how you can configure Google Calendar as a scheduler, and how you can embed that into your website under a custom web page, and use it for people to schedule time with you, to book meeting slots with you. The capability to add external functionality into your website is not limited to calendars, obviously. Today's discussion is going to be on this, but you can certainly bring in any other capability as well. Things like Google reviews, for example, external social media walls, and feeds that you can also integrate into your website, and so many other functionality that you can do. So today I'm going to focus on this, and maybe in another session I will also show you some of the other functionality that you can add to your website. All right, so let's go ahead and start the discussion for today. So before we begin and getting into the topic of the day, I will quickly show you several different ways that we can implement third-party applications. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be using our custom page builder to embed a Google Calendar into your system. But before that, we're going to configure a scheduler on a Google Calendar. Apart from this, you also have the ability to go to settings, and under here we have the add-ons. There's a free add-on here, Elfsight, which allows you to bring in many different functionalities. So they've got many different widgets in Elfsight that you can use to integrate onto your website. Now, this is a free tool that you can add. You can just click on this button and it will add Elfsight to your system, where you can go in and configure your third-party widgets to be added to your website. However, this is already covered in other sessions. You can take a look at those sessions. I will also include this in a future session as well. Today, we're going to be using the built-in functionality with a custom web page builder. All right, so before this, let's head out to Google Calendar. So the reason why I chose Google Calendar, you can use other services as well. things like Calendly, for instance, are very popular, but Google Calendar is already available to most of you. So those of you who are using Google for your email, this function is already embedded and included in your package, and you don't have to pay for a third part, for any further service providers to get this functionality. So this would, I assume, is already available to a lot of you guys out there, and you can certainly use Google to create a schedule booking system as well. Now you do have several different. You can add several different calendars to your Google Calendar. This was a previous function that was available there. However, you can see now that they have added booking pages as well. So this will basically build you a page where people can come and book times with you. You can either click on the add button here, which will create appointment schedule for you, or you can click on create and select appointment schedule. So this is where we can start with configuring your Google Calendar. So it's very easy, and I'll show you all the steps so that you can fully configure this and then take this over to your Remarketer website. So first off, you're going to add a title. Let's say we call this consulting with Ali. All right, so you can call it whatever you like, and you can also have multiple appointment settings as well. So you can allocate certain days and times of the day to a certain event and topic, and then you can allocate others to other ones. So this is one that we're going to create and share over here. Now, next up, you're going to select the appointment duration. So what is going to be the duration of the time that they can book with you? Let's say 30 minutes here. So they can book a 30-minute consulting session with me using this page that I'm building right here. All right, so that's the appointment duration. The next section, it says, okay, so what is the general availability? All right, so we can configure the general availability of the time of the day and the days of the week that you'd be available for this booking. The rest of it will appear as if it's already booked or you're not available during that time. So firstly, you can select whether this is going to repeat or not. So let's say you want to have the appointment scheduling available only for a certain event, right? So you can select does not repeat. So you can say, all right, so it's just going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. These are the 3 days I'm going to be at that event, and people are going to be able to book appointments with me during that event only, and this is not going to repeat all the time. So if that's the case and it's a specific event and you want to create the appointment scheduling only for a definite period, then you would select does not repeat. Otherwise, if it's going in to be an ongoing service that you're going to provide and people can book your time on an ongoing basis, then you can select repeats weekly. So the same settings that I'm going to configure over here are going to repeat on weekly basis. All right, so let's say, for example, Mondays are a bad day. It's the beginning of the day, and I'm not going to be available on Mondays. All right, so I'm just going to say Mondays I'm unavailable. Tuesday, let's say Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to be available. So let's say I will only allow people to book my time between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. So that would be the time that would be available for booking from Tuesday. You can set a different time for Wednesday, for instance. Let's say for Wednesday, I'm going to be available from, let's say, 1:30 p.m. to 4:30. All right, so that's what my Wednesday is going to be looking like. So you can have a different setting for every specific day and have different times of your day allocated. And you can also have multiple times as well. So, for example, on Wednesday, I also would like to add a morning period as well. So, let's say, let's change this one to, for example, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30. So 1 hour in the morning. And then we've got a 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the evening, right? So now for Wednesdays, I have an hour in the morning available to be booked, and then 2 hours in the afternoon to be booked. All right, so I can configure this over here. Now, you can go ahead and do the same thing for Thursday and Friday and configure a specific date, or if it's going to be the same, you can also copy it, right? So copy to all. This one is going to copy the same setting to all of your days, or you can configure them separately. So I'm just going to say copy to all. So now all of the days are going to be the same. All right. So if I want to change Tuesdays again, I can go ahead and change Tuesdays again. All right. So let's say this is my time. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm going to be available on these times: 1 hour in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. So that's where I'm going to allow people to book my time. Over here, you can set the time zone. So this would probably have to be your time zone. So if anybody is going to book your time, they're going to book according to your time zone. In here. So if you have people from, other time zones that might want to talk to you, that it wouldn't, they wouldn't accidentally book you at, 5 a.m. or something. All right. Now the next section is the scheduling window. So this is the limit, the time range. So you can basically limit the time range that appointments can be booked, right? So you can start off by, it's available right away. So you're available right off the bat after you've configured this and you're ready to go. Or you can start and end on a specific date, right? So you can basically change when this schedule is going to be available and when it is going to end, right? So for instance, you want to set this schedule for 6 months, and you can say, all right, so start from the 1st of August and then end after 6 months. So you can schedule the window, basically schedule the time, start and end of the availability of this schedule, based on these dates that you can configure here. I'm just going to leave it as available now. The next part here is the maximum time in advance that an appointment can be booked. So basically, this is going to say how far in the future can they book your time. So can they come in here and book a slot, let's say 3 months from now, right? So do you want them to allow to be able to book your time 3 months in advance or 4 months in advance? So this is the maximum time in advance that an appointment can be booked. So let's say I don't want them to book 2 months away. So let's say I just want them to be able to book for recent times. So let's say I'll just give it, 2 weeks of notice. So basically, well, not notice, so 2 big weeks that they can book in advance. So they can't go beyond 2 weeks. If they want to book a time, they have to book a time within 14 days that we are available here. So that's what I'm going to do here. It's a minimum time before the appointment starts that they can book. So are you going to allow them to book an appointment for to begin next in the next hour or immediately? Or how much time do you need in advance to prepare for these meetings? So let's say I want them to only be able to book a time 24 hours in advance. So I don't want them to book a time and I need to schedule my time around their availability right away. So I need some time to be able to schedule my other activities and prepare for the meeting. So I want to have 24 hours in advance notice there. So they won't be able to book a time for today. They will only be able to book a time for 24 hours from now. So that's basically what I'm going to configure. So this is up to you to configure as well. So you can also adjust times for specific days. So you can be very specific. You can say, okay, so on this day, I'm not going to be available. Let's say it's a birthday. You have to prepare. You're going to be not going to be working, for instance. So you can adjust those days in here as well. Next section is the book and appointment settings. So basically, you can manage the booking appointments in here as well. So you can set yourself a buffer time. So let's say if someone books, let's say 2 to 3 over here, or 2:30 to 3 o'clock. Do you want somebody else to be able to book you immediately after that booking or not? Let's say I want to have a 30 minutes buffer time, right? So if someone books this slot right here, somebody else won't be able to book this slot right away. They have to wait 30 minutes until they get the other slot availability, right? So you can basically give yourself some time here. So let's say I want to have at least 15 minutes between calls, right? So this way, if someone books a slot, then I need 15 minutes until somebody else can book another slot. So before and after that, I have a 15-minute buffer time available. The next section is the maximum booking per day. How many bookings per day are you going to allow? So let's say, even though theoretically I can have 4 bookings on this day, I don't want to have that many. Let's say I want to have maximum 2 bookings. So if 2 bookings are made on a specific day, the rest of the booking slots are going to be marked as unavailable. So nobody else can book me. I can only consult with 2 people at a day. So these are all your preferences, so you can configure what you want to be able to do during your day, and how much time and effort you would want to allocate to this event right here. Also, finally, you can configure whether guests can be invited. So your guests can invite others or not, which is a good option to allow if you want people to be able to bring in other friends or colleagues, etc., into your consulting meeting as well. So you would allow them to share this meeting with others as well, so they can bring along other people to this meeting here. Now, finally, you can also select what other calendars you would want to configure, basically check for availability. So for example, if you have another event booked, let's say you have personally, let's say you have a showing during this time here, and you add that to your other calendar right here. This scheduler also looks at your other calendar to make sure that the slot is available. So if you have already booked your showing in the other calendar, this slot over here wouldn't be available because it's conflicting with another event in another calendar. So you can also configure which calendar you want to check for availability. So once you do that, we click next, and now we have you can change the booking page photo and name if you want to. So this is how it appears. Location and conferencing. If you want to meet in person, you can add locations, or a video conference, basically. So what I can do is that I can say, all right, so is it a phone call? Is it a Google Meet conference? Or is it going to be specified later, or is it going to be an in-person meeting? So if it's a specific event, let's say you're going to be at a financial institution and you want people to come there and book your time and be able to meet you, you can also include the address of that financial institution here as well. If you're going to be at your brokerage and you want people to be able to book your time and come to your brokerage and sit with you and talk to you, you can add the location there as well, so that they can come to you at your brokerage in your office and meet with you over there. Otherwise, if it's going to be, let's say, a Google Meet video conference, you can set that and the system will automatically allow a Google Meet conference to be configured once they book, and they can just click and join the meeting and talk to you. You can also add a description here. What is it going to be? So we can talk and discuss your, let's say, options and plan accordingly, whatever. So you can add a description to your booking page as well. You also can configure the booking form. So what fields do you want to be included here? First name, last name, email address. You can add more items if you wish to do so. So for example, here I can say, all right, I also want to have a phone number. I also want to have a custom item, which I can configure this. So let's say I want to also add phone number. So I get first name, last name, email address, and I would like to also get their phone number as well. And finally, the booking confirmation reminders. So a calendar invitation is going to be sent, and a reminder is going to be also sent to them as well. So this is also configured and ready to go. So final step, I click save, and now I have a booking page available. And you can see that these have already been added to my calendar here. Now, once I have this available, if you click on these buttons here, you see that you have a sharing options. Click on the sharing options and you have two options here. You either have a link, so this is the link to your booking calendar, or you can embed this to your website. So this is what we're going to be doing here. So now we're going to take stuff over to our Remarketer website and add it to our website and see how it goes. So you have two options here to embed this calendar, this scheduler on your website. Either a button with a pop-up, which gives you a button, and once you click on it, it's going to pop up, and you will be able to, they will be able to book a time. Or you would want to have an inline booking page. I'm going to show you both so that we can see how I can do that. Let's start with an inline booking page. You can see that it gives you a code which you can copy and take over to your website. All right, so let's go ahead and do this first. So where do we go to once you log into Remarketer? We go all the way down here under website design, and you go to custom pages. We want to create a custom page over here. So I'm going to click on add new and go to page settings. That's the first thing that you got to do here. I'm going to call this consulting with Ali. All right, so that's what I'm going to, let's even call it book a consulting with Ali. So that's going to be my page name. All right, once I have that, I will start configuring that. Now, if you're new to this and you haven't done custom pages before, I suggest that you take a look at another one of our videos that we've done on building custom pages. It's pretty straightforward. You need to configure the page by adding the grid system, so how the items on the system are going to be placed within the page, and then you would add the HTML elements into the system. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a title here, so a text item. Book time with me. All right, I'm going to change the format to H1. So that's going to be the title there. Next, I want to add the the calendar here. So I'm going to embed a code over here. So for that, I would need the code element here. So I'm going to drag and drop the code over here, and I will click on the edit. And here it is. I can paste the code that we have available here. So going back to my Google Calendar, this is the code that's given to me. I'm just going to click copy code, and I'm going to go back here to the custom page builder here. All I need to do is just simply paste the code in this area. So this is the code that had been provided. I click on apply changes. The calendar is not going to load within the page builder system. However, you're going to see it on the actual page because scripts don't run here. It just shows you where it is going to appear, so you can configure the page layout pretty much, but it won't load in here. So that's all I need. So the calendar is going to load in this space right here. I'm going to click save, and I will save the page. If I go back to the custom pages tab that I have here and refresh, there it is. Now I have a new page added to my custom pages. Let's go ahead and view this page. Click on actions and click view, and there it is. I have my calendar available here, and people can come and click and book on these days, right? So you have your appointment scheduler available on your website. All right. So here's what we're going to do now. First of all, let's configure. So you can see that it's got a little bit of a scrolling available here. So you can adjust this if you wish to. We can go back to the custom page builder here. I will configure this, and you can see that right here. You can see that it says the width is 100%, height is 600 pixels. Let's change that to 800 pixels. So it's a little bit taller, the area that's allocated to the calendar. Let's go back, let's go back to the consultation, and I'm going to refresh that. There we go. I don't have the scroll anymore. So now this is perfectly aligned, and it's ready to go. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to add that booking option to my, let's say under about, okay? We're going to go back to Remarketer's dashboard. We're going to go to website config and to the main menu section right here. So this is where I can configure the main menu. Down here, you can see that the custom page is already available. So the one that we built is already in here. So what I can do is I can click plus, and it's going to be added down to the bottom of the list. I would like to move this up and place it under about, under here, and one to the right, so it goes under about as a subcategory. Let's save this, go back to the website, and refresh. So now if you go under about, you see I've got a book a consulting with Ali, whatever, which loads this page right here. Perfect. So that's your appointment scheduler that now has been added to your website. You can add this appointment scheduler to your homepage as well. So let's go ahead and do that if you wish to do so. So under homepage, you have some custom sections that are open for you to add custom content. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go to the sections here. I've got the custom section 1, custom section 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So I've got 5 custom sections that I can configure. So let's go ahead and use custom section 1 to configure this. What do? I need an HTML code here. Where do I get the HTML code? It's the same code right here. So I can just copy that, and I can come back here, and I can just paste the HTML code right here. All right, if I want to change the height as well, I can do so. And I can change this to 800, and then I'm going to save it. So now custom section 1 is configured with my Google Calendar appointment scheduling. So this is what I have here. If I go to the homepage structure, custom section 1 is at the very, very top. Let's say I want to move custom section 1 after featured properties. I can do that and save it here as well. So I've got the featured properties off the bat and then the custom section 1. So let's go ahead and check it out. I don't need this anymore. Let's go to the website and go to the homepage. So I have the featured properties. Right after that, I have my calendar and then the rest of the website. So as easy as that, I was able to add the calendar in here as well. All right. Let's say instead I want to do something else. Go back here. And go to the sections, remove this one. Instead, I want to use this other option here. So in button with a pop-up. So I would like to have this button with a pop-up, right? So you can configure it, but color is it going to be? Let's say I want it to be this color, or I don't know. Let's make it red or orange, whatever. So that's the button preview. What do you want it to say? Book an appointment or any other thing. That's what I want it to say. You can also click the button to test it. So this is what the pop-up is going to look like. So you can add that pop-up in here. So if everything looks good, it's pretty easy. Just the text, the color, and that's it. You can copy the code. Once I copy the code, I can go back here and paste the code in here. So that's the code that I want to add in here. So instead of the actual calendar on my website, I just want to have a button there. So let's see how it looks like now. Refresh the page. And now we have this button in here, which I can click on and people can schedule a time with me. However, this doesn't look good right there at the corner. So I want to give it some context. I want to give it some structure, right? So instead of adding it directly in here, what I will do is something else. I'm just going to remove this for now. Instead, we're going to head out to the custom pages section. So if you remember, I told you before in our previous sessions that if you want to create a custom section on the homepage and you need the HTML code, you can always use the custom page builder to get that code. And I'll show you how you can do that. So let's go ahead and build the section in the way that I want it to build. So I will call this appointment button. So that's going to be the name of the page. I'm not going to publish this page. I'm just going to use this page for the sake of generating the HTML code. So here's what we're going to do. So at the top, I'm going to have a title, which is going to say book a time. Okay, so let's click on help me write. This is going to be a content for landing page. Let's say book a consulting time with me. We can discuss your home buying and selling options, and then take it further, whatever. No strings attached. So you just So what I want to say, all right, so I want it to be professional. I want it to be one paragraph, for instance, no emojis, submit. That's the beauty of having AI connected right here. You don't have to go back and forth. You can just simply use the system to generate the content for you. All right, there we go. I'm going to use this. Apply. So this is going to be written at the top. Book appointment. I will change the format here to header 2, for instance. Apply. Okay. Now I want to add a button. So I want the button to be in the middle. So what I would do is I would add this. So we've got 3 columns, and I will add the button to the middle column, right? So, sorry, I'm not going to add the button here. We're going to add code here, right? Because the button is a code that I'm getting here. So copy the code, go back to the custom page builder, and I'm going to paste the code right here. So that's my code right there. All right. What I would, again, as I mentioned, the code isn't going to load here. It's just going to load on the page itself, right? So let's just apply, and I'm going to click save. So once you click save, you see it gives you the HTML code that you wanted. So I'm going to copy this HTML code. You can also save it for future reference as well. If you want to change it down the road, you can always come back, and you don't have to start from scratch. So you can just basically make the change and copy the code again. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the code, and I'm going to go back here to my website configuration, sections, and I'm going to paste that code down here. Save. Now let's check out the website. Instead of that button, oh. Let's add the button again. Oops, sorry, not the button, the code. And paste it in here. All right, now the section is there. Now we can start the configurations here as well. So for instance, if I go back to the custom page builder, I can change this to the row settings. I can change the, again, if you are unfamiliar with these, I suggest that you check out my previous videos. I'm just going to copy that and paste it over here. And we have configured it accordingly. All right, so you can, change the background if you wish to change the background color. You can move it up and down. Let's say instead of here, I want it to be, I don't know, right after exclusive services. So let's go ahead and move it right after exclusive services. How do I do that? I go to homepage, custom section 1, move it after services, and save it. So if I go back here and refresh, Now we have this book appointment right after exclusive services right there. People can click, book an appointment, and that's it. It'll be added to your calendar and so on and so forth. All right. So, again, you can make changes to the code here as well if you need to make any changes here in terms of the width or the height or and stuff like that. That can be changed here too, but you don't really need to, as you're able to use the code builder with this much easier interface. Perfect. So there you have it. You can add a custom page, and you can embed your scheduling calendar to your custom page, or you can add a section on your homepage with the other option, which would be a button that you wish to, or you can have a button on your page which points to the custom page that you built, which pretty much will work in the same way as well. So they can come in here and have a page to choose from. So these are all available to your liking. Let me check to see if we have any questions available. Okay, not any questions. Perfect. So I hope this was informative and clear. Go ahead and try this. If you're using any other calendars, Microsoft's Calendar, Calendly, or any other scheduler applications out there, the process of adding it to your website is exactly the same. The only part that would be different is obviously the setup and the features and functions that the calendar provides you, that specific one, compared to what Google provides you. So I used Google as an example, but you can certainly use all the other applications that do the same. The process of embedding it to your website would be exactly the same. They all provide you with an embed code. You can just copy that embed code and bring it over to your custom page or a custom section on the home page and make use of the appointment scheduling function within your platform. Perfect. So if anything comes up, if you have questions, please reach out to us and we'd be more than happy to help and answer your questions. Otherwise, I hope this was informative for you and can add a new feature to your marketing capacity. Enjoy the rest of your day and the week, and I'll see you again next week with a different topic. Goodbye for now.